Hey everyone, I'm back in the United States for my 5-city math megatour. I'm speaking at George Mason University in the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And I'm in Washington, D.C. now. I'm also visiting my brother, got to meet my niece for the first time, and in front of the White House. So I can kind of tell my age, what do I think of when I think about the White House, where the president lives. I think of Monica Lewinsky.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
And Socks the cat. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on around here. You got some people want to free Julian Assange. You got some people there that are protesting China sending North Korean dictators back to North Korea instead of South Korea. And I figured this is the perfect time to talk about the things I miss about the United States. So this is someone that everyone asks me. I've been living in Poland for 8 years now. I went there, I got a position as a math professor, and I really, really love it there. Honestly, I prefer living there over the US, but there are some things I do miss. And we're gonna walk around to just kind of some random outside touristic stuff around here, and I'll just kind of say what are the 7 main things I miss about the US and maybe one bonus thing at the end. The situation, there's like 2,000 North Koreans right in China waiting to be sent back.
Actually, it's 2,600 people, but they already sent them back to 600.
Oh yeah.
2,600 North Korean defectors were detained in Chinese prisons, but a few days ago, all of a sudden, like a military police operation, China has sent around 600 defectors back to North Korea.
Oh, that's horrible. They're not gonna.
That's right.
Yeah.
So maybe currently there are around 1,000 or more thousand North Korean defectors are still kept in Chinese prisons.
Yeah.
And South Korean government and even the Prime Minister of South Korea strongly protest this repatriation to President Xi Jinping to stop it. But China has not stopped it yet, so that's why this is very horrific. I think this is the similar, deportation of Jews by Hitler regime to concentration camps. So that's why the world should join in unity to stop the forceful repatriation of North Korean defectors by Chinese government to North Korea. We should join our voices, and we strongly appeal to President Biden to join our campaign to raise this issue and stop the Chinese government, the repatriation of North Korean defectors to North Korea.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I knew about this problem. So how long have you been out of North Korea?
Actually, I am the congressman of South Korean Parliament.
Oh, cool.
And I am North Korean defector myself.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
How long have you been outside of North Korea?
Oh, I defected in 2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's quite this is my the 7th year of freedom.
Yeah.
That's why I do understand the penalties, persecutions, torture, sexual abuse of North Korean defectors by Kim Jong-un regime if they are forcibly deported to North Korea. So that's why we should ask Chinese government to stop it.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that. Which route did you take out of North Korea?
Pardon?
Which route? So did you go through China, through the South Korean border?
I used to be the North Korean deputy ambassador to United Kingdom.
Oh,
so
okay.
I defected from London to South Korea.
This is meant more just to be kind of a fun and silly video, but that was totally unplanned, and that was really inspirational that that guy had the bravery to escape North Korea knowing what the consequences were. So we're going to go to the Washington Monument next, and we're going to actually just start the regular plan of what we're going to do in the video. I'm not quite at the Washington Monument, it's just kind of there in the distance, and according to my phone it's going to close in a few minutes actually, so maybe we'll get a shot from the outside. But one of the things on my list actually just presented itself right as I was walking there. This is definitely like one of the major things I miss from the US is water fountains. Like how amazing is it? Free water. In Poland and a lot of places in Europe, you have to pay for water even at restaurants, and here it's just like, there's water right there. Those of you who've been following my channel probably know that one of the things I hate the most is pay to pee. So in many countries, if you want to use the bathroom, you have to pay some money, and even like 1 cent would still bother me just as a matter of principle. So the second amazing thing about the US that I miss is just like bathrooms everywhere that you can just like walk in and use. So here we're at a CVS, and I think there's a very, very good chance that this is going to work out well, because I really do need to go right now. Success. We have bathroom and even more water fountains, because like I said, they're just everywhere. And just one thing to point out though that's obvious is that like there's no guarantee that they're going to really be so nice as someone kind of, went on the toilet seat and there's all this, but even some of the places you pay can be pretty nasty. You can see some of my other videos. There's no place like the Washington Monument to talk about. Totally unrelated, actually, number 3 thing that I really, really miss about the US, and that's the free water at restaurants. So let me just kind of show just to get the scene here. Look at all these American flags everywhere. I wonder how many there are. I'm not going to spend the time to count them. They go all the way around, and look at this. So this is like one of these quality of life things that may sound really minor, but I remember once, like right when I moved to Warsaw, that I took my mother to a restaurant like in the old town, and I'm not exaggerating when I say the water was literally, I think it might have even been more than the cost of the meal, or like half the cost of the meal. And there's something like this that just discourages you from drinking all this water that you probably should be. So that's one thing I really, really, really love about the US. And another cool thing, by the way, just about this area here is we've got all these planes taking off, and so we're going to be trying to, it's getting a little late, we're going to be trying to make our way to the Lincoln Memorial over there, but there's a whole bunch of monuments to hit on the way, so kind of got to do this quickly so the sun doesn't set. Yeah, this area on the way to the Lincoln Memorial, this is the National Mall, so it's at all these, it's like a big park, and there's a lot of like people playing. It's kind of cool, there's a kite up there. I know I'm definitely not allowed to fly my drone here, but I guess you can fly a kite with no problems. And there's just a whole bunch of monuments scattered around, and there's a few specific ones I want to hit. I'm at the next memorial on the way to our final destination, and these are generally something a bit more somber. I kind of wish I just decided to stop by the Taft Memorial and could make fun of him getting stuck in a bathtub or whatever happened. This is the World War II memorial, and I didn't realize this. This is kind of shocking to me that there are over 1 million American casualties in World War II. And this part's, I think, devoted to Atlantic. I assume that means in Europe. And this one Pacific. And, I had both of my grandparents in World War II. So it's something I think that, everyone my generation has family that's been involved in this. So talking about a far less serious thing, that I love about America, that we don't really have very good in Poland, is Halloween. And I know that's a much more goofy holiday, and I mean, I love it. It's just, in Poland, I think people like try to talk about it like it's some devil worshiping thing or whatever, and it's of course totally not what it is. You just put on some costume, and you sort of almost tell your inner self by what costume you wear. I'll just put on some random goofy thing I put together from stuff that I've been collecting. But it's something that, and you get to go around and get candy if that's your thing, or it's, fun for all ages, but there's been a lot of resistance to this in Poland, also because of their All Saints Day being the following day. So that's one thing I really, really miss, and my brother, he loves Halloween. We're at our next iconic stop, and this is the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pole. So as far as I know, this isn't anything quite as somber as the last one, so I'll mention my next thing that I miss about the United States, and that's jaywalking. So in Poland, it's ridiculous. So there's no cars for like a mile, and there's a red light, and people just stop and wait for it to turn green. And in the US, people just walk. And I've been living there for so long that I actually just kind of almost do the same when I'm back here, and it's just so ingrained in me. We're at the next iconic site. This is the Vietnamese War Memorial Wall that lists Americans, I think, either died, not just casualties, I don't know, in the Vietnam War. And you see there's a whole bunch of them. This is actually kind of a similar thing I've seen in a couple other places, like in Kyiv, Ukraine. They had a wall dedicated to the Ukrainians that died in Donbass, and in Luhansk and Donetsk were killed by the Russians. And there was something like this in Prague about Jews that were killed by the Nazis that I visited. And yeah, I think I'm just going to save the last two things for Honest Abe, but like all these war memorials, I think the older I am, the more solemn they are to me. I think when I was younger, I didn't really quite I mean, I understood, but not really like in the same way. And there's definitely a big impact looking at all this right here. We're now in front of the Lincoln Memorial, and of course Abraham Lincoln was president of the United States during the American Civil War, and I don't need to go into all the details of that, but I feel it's a little bit more okay to be jokey here. And you know, my knowledge of the Lincoln Memorial comes from a Ren and Stimpy episode in the 1990s where, you know, they're guarding the memorial and they think there's like a treasure in his head. It turns out to be some sort of caramel corn or candy or some weird shit like that.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yep, he was a great man. And I hear tell there's a treasure in his head.
I think it's okay to be a little bit more jokey at the moment here and just kind of finish off with some of the stuff. So the next thing that I really love, actually a lot about America, is when you go to restaurants, you can, without really any problems, substitute something you don't like for something else. Because I tend to be a very picky eater, and whatever's the default with on the menu is probably something I don't like, so I want something else. You go here, there's no problem. In Europe, you often get some sort of issues, you know, not just in Poland. So, you know, I love that. So let's go up and find the president. This looks exactly how I remember it from the Ren and Stimpy episode.
All right, ladies, this is the president. You will scrub away every single speck of dirt from the president.
The last dumb thing that I just kind of like about America is that you can wear your shoes inside, and this is actually something where I've totally gotten used to the European way. I actually feel very strange walking inside without shoes, or rather with shoes, but just sometimes to kind of have that freedom and not have to go through that. You know, I understand why they take them off, because obviously it's much cleaner, but it's kind of a nice little luxury sometimes. I decided I would actually just finish this at the Taft Memorial. And this, I was actually here in 1999, just a little bit off the beaten path. We're near the Capitol. And this isn't labeled, it's just on Google Maps. I think this is the right thing. I'm not sure. Taft was supposed to be 350 pounds, have a BMI over 40, so something doesn't look quite right about that. But I looked it up and there was, you know, I always think of him as a president that got stuck in the bathtub, and apparently didn't happen. So what I wanted to finish here, I guess is kind of relevant to that, is, you know, the food that I miss from the United States, because I'm actually asked this a lot. And normally I actually said nothing, but one thing that was really noticeable was beans are actually much better here. You go to the grocery store, you can get, especially these Goya beans, they're so much better. The beans in Poland are pretty bad, actually. And so I've been enjoying these, and especially in Texas, it's so much better. You can get so many good beans. So anyways, I think that concludes the list of all the stuff here. Tomorrow, I got to go to George Mason University. I keep mixing this up with James Madison University. Gonna give a talk on my research, then one, maybe two talks the following day. So then I'm gonna go back to Poland. And so I don't think I'm gonna record anything here over the next couple days, but you never know, something's gonna happen. So the usual, if you like, comment, subscribe, all that, it really helps with the channel, the algorithm, share everything, all the usual sort of stuff. And that's it for now. I think I'm gonna go see if I can go back and meet up with my brother.
Yes, Johnny, chicken in every garage. Mom's apple pie and rubber nipples for everyone. Yep, this is what America is all about.